It is your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the drama like prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice, to see justice before all face to black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Hey, would you leave the stuff alone? My grandson doing too much, y'all. Anyways, I'm coming through. It is February 7th, 2026. He messing with the radio. Okay, come on, Bubba. No. No. Leave that down. Grandma's trying to record. I was trying to chime in about something quickly that happened while I'm in the moment. It's crazy. My nephew, y'all know I raised a million kids in my lifetime. Okay, stop turning that on. No. Okay, I'm gonna turn that radio off. Leave it alone. So I had a hand in raising my nephew. He is K. No. He's 15 years old. Yes. And he asked me if I can take him up to the mall so that I could get his AirPods or EarPods or whatever them things is that go up in your ear. If I can get them fixed, he has an appointment. So I'm like, yeah, sure. The kid's in there sick, so my grandson is feeling a little bit better, and we're trying to keep him away from the other one because the other one is really sick right now. Um, I think that little stomach flu is going around, which is horrible. That almost took me out last year. But so I got my grandson, and then I'm taking my nephew, and I got the GPS going. I hop on. I know the way to the mall. He's like, "You don't know the way to the mall?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do, but you're about to be late. There's barely any time to get there." So I jumped on the toll road. So I don't understand. I really don't know how the conversation triggered, but it was so, like, if I could have had it recorded, I would have. It would have been so beautiful. It was so authentic. Okay, I don't know what triggered it, but my nephew. How you cut that radio back on? I cut it off, Papa. Stop. No. Hey, no. Now I let you play with the steering wheel. Leave the radio alone. So, yeah, you leave that radio alone. Yeah. So, yeah, and you got my lights on. You're gonna run my battery down. So, I don't know how it started. I'll ask him, and maybe he'll refresh my memory. But I said something like to the tone of when hip hop was positive, and he's like, "What? Hip hop was never positive." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, it was. Who told you it wasn't? It came out as positivity, and it was specifically made to get the youth, BLK specifically, to get on the straight and narrow." That's exactly what it was. It was cautionary tales. It was people telling about street life that they went through, and please don't go this way. And my nephew's like, "No, it's never been positive." Okay. I'm like, "Oh my goodness. I can't believe you're saying this." So you know this gets me triggered. So I got to go down the whole history lesson, which this is good that this is the only way our youth is going to know the truth. They're not allowing the truth allegedly on these social medias. They press press us when we're telling the truth. So you're not too much going to get it to go viral like that. Um, so how else do you get the truth to the youth? Right, that rhymed and I wasn't trying. You're gonna have to pass it down through knowledge, and that's where the breakdown happened. We stopped passing down knowledge to our kids at some point, or at some point we tried to, but our kids just didn't want to hear it no more, or at some point we dropped the ball. Don't know, but now that knowledge is not going from this generation to the next generation. So I'm like, oh no, hip hop was positive. And I can't believe I went off onto a whole lecture And I was telling him how it was actually changed in the late 80s, early 90s is when they really made that change to hip hop, where they really started making it negative. They deliberately changed our positive to a negative. Okay, he doing a little too much. I might can't do. Kay, come on. Oh, he found the windshield wiper. Kay, you gonna scratch my windshield? No, Papa. And he got. Okay, I'm not. This is too heated for me. I'm gonna have to take some notes and talk about this possibly when I get a little bit of time. But I was explaining to him exactly how hip hop went from positive, and when they realized that they can monetize it. See, when something gets monetized allegedly, that's when it gets tainted. Because hip hop was an expression of youth. I had that. Hip hop was an expression of things that we've been suppressing, and now we, the people, finally had a voice. Music is so powerful, but we don't tap into that no more. And now the same art form we created now exploits us. They directly within, and I didn't realize how much music and the prison industry complex was so connected and tied together. There's so many things allegedly, this is all alleged, but so many things are tied, because I was like, okay, I'm explaining that, but then it took me back to the civil rights movement, and I'm like, whoa, this ties to that. And then I went back to the women's liberation movement. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm overloading him too much. I need to write this out. And I hope he was listening. He didn't talk over me, so he might have listened. But he was like, no, hip hop was never positive. I'm learning about it in a class now. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It's just like the miseducation of Miss Lauryn Hill. The miseducation. They are literally rewriting our history again, allegedly. And this time it's about hip hop, saying that hip hop was never positive. No, not telling that they directly changed it from positive to negative so that they can monetize in several different ways, allegedly. All right, guys. Sorry for all of this. But that's going to be coming soon. I got to write that one out. And you know, when I write stuff, my content is so much better when I sit down and write my notes than when I just come off the top of my dome, because I'm not a talker. I was given the gifts of communication through art, through poetry, through writing. So when I get this together, y'all, but I'm so glad that it organically sparked this. And I'm like, hold on, how are they teaching you that in school? Hip hop was never positive? Like, I hope he does go back to school whenever it convenes and he challenges that teacher that, hold on, my auntie says hip hop was positive. What is this that you just taught us that hip hop was never positive? All right, guys. And with that, this is why we need to know our Black history, which is not just our Black history, it's our history in America. Allegedly, it's all of our history, but it's the part of our history that they want us to just subconsciously forget. But it explains exactly why everything is the way it is, because it's all connected. We're all connected. All these situations allegedly are connected, right? So they got to keep you in the dark on it so that you never put the pieces together and actually see the full picture. Allegedly. All right, Papa. Okay, yeah, say allegedly. All right, it's your girl, Cadillac.